Welcome to the Explainer. There's one area in Azure that seems to trip up developers more than almost anything else, picking the right messaging service. You've got all these different parts of your application that need to talk to each other, but which tool do you reach for? Event Grid? Event Hubs? Service Bus? It can feel like a maze. Well, today we're going to clear all that up.
Okay, so to really get why this is even a thing, you gotta look at how apps have changed. It wasn't that long ago that most apps were like this thing on the left, a single big block of code, a monolith. But today, it's all about microservices, like this complex web you see on the right. Now this is great for flexibility and scale, but it creates a huge challenge. How do all these little separate pieces talk to each other without dropping the ball? That's the problem we're here to solve.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll kick things off with the why, then dig into a really crucial concept. After that, we'll meet the tools themselves, figure out how to choose between them, and then see them in action. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly which tool to grab for your next project.
Right, so that's the big picture. This whole shift to microservices, well, that's exactly why we need these tools. When your app isn't one big thing anymore, but dozens of tiny independent services, you absolutely need a solid, specialized toolkit to act as the nervous system, carrying all the signals and data between them.
But wait, before we even peek inside the toolbox, there's one thing you absolutely have to get right. It's the fundamental difference in what these tools actually carry. It all comes down to understanding the distinction between an event and a message. Seriously, getting this part is the key to everything else.
So what's the real difference here? It all boils down to one word: expectation. Think of an event like a public announcement. It's basically shouting, "Hey, just so you know, a new photo was uploaded." The sender, the publisher, has no idea who's listening and, frankly, doesn't care what they do with that info. It's just a lightweight notification that something happened. A message, on the other hand, that's like a certified letter. It's got specific data inside, and it comes with a contract, an expectation. The sender has a very clear purpose and expects the receiver to do something specific with it.
Okay, now that we've got that straight, let's open up the toolkit and meet our 3 specialized messengers. And you should really think of it as a toolkit, not a competition. Each one of these is built for a very specific job. First up, let's talk about Azure Event Grid. Think of this as the flare gun in your toolkit. You use it to fire off a signal that something happened. It's built for distributing events. A publisher shoots up a flare, an event, and any other system that's subscribed to it can see it and react. This is really the heart of modern, reactive, event-driven applications.
And what makes it so slick is this combination. It's serverless, so you're not managing infrastructure. It scales automatically, and it's super low cost. This means you can handle a huge volume of events without thinking about it. It's absolutely perfect for reacting to things happening across Azure, like a new user signing up or a file getting dropped into storage.
All right, next up, Azure Event Hubs. If Event Grid was the flare gun for single notifications, this thing is the fire hose. Event Hubs is built for enormous, non-stop streams of data. We're talking telemetry from millions of smart devices, or click streams from a crazy popular website. Event Hubs is designed to be the massive front door for your big data pipelines, just drinking in unbelievable amounts of information.
The key thing to grasp here is its sheer capacity. It can swallow millions of events per second with really low latency. But what's truly unique is its ability to not just capture that data, but to hold on to it and let you replay the stream. And that's a game changer for big data analytics, where you might want to run different analyses over the same historical data.
And that brings us to our third and final tool, Azure Service Bus. So if we've had the flare gun and the fire hose, this is your armored courier. This is the service you turn to when a message absolutely, positively cannot be lost or handled out of order. We're talking about your most critical, high-value business operations. This is where you get the really heavy-duty, enterprise-grade features. Things like guaranteed first-in, first-out delivery, the ability to group operations into a single transaction, a dead letter queue for messages that fail. It even spots and gets rid of duplicates for you.
This is the sophisticated system you need for mission-critical stuff, like processing payments or managing complex workflows where every single step has to be perfect.
All right, we've met the tools. Now for the main event. Let's put them side by side so you know exactly which one to grab and when.
So yeah, this is the big question, right? You're staring at your design, you're looking at a problem, how do you make the call? Well, it actually comes down to something pretty simple. What is the purpose of the communication?
Here's the cheat sheet. Really, if your main goal is to react to something, a status changing, an action happening, you use Event Grid. If you're building a big data pipeline, streaming massive amounts of telemetry, that's a job for event hubs. And if you are handling high-value business messages, things that need ordering, transactions, and can't fail, you use Service Bus. That's it. It's just about matching the tool to the job.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's make this real. How would these three services actually work together in a single application, like a typical e-commerce website?
Let's just follow a customer's journey. So first, they hit buy. That order is a high-value transaction. It cannot get lost, so we use Service Bus to process it reliably. Meanwhile, as they were browsing the site, we were capturing every single click for our analytics team. That's a massive stream of telemetry, which is a perfect job for event hubs. And finally, when the warehouse packs the box and ships it, we need to let other systems know. That's a simple change of state, order shipped, which is the ideal job for a simple Event Grid event. See? All working together.
And check this out. This kind of architecture really drives the point home. These services aren't competing, they're collaborating. You can have a core business process that sends out events to an Event Grid topic. And from there, different independent systems can subscribe and react. One sends a push notification, another feeds an analytics dashboard, and a third just archives the data for later. They work in concert to build a really powerful, resilient app.
All right, let's bring it all home. If there is just one thing you remember from all of this, let it be this next point.
It all comes down to this. There is no single best messaging service in Azure. Event Grid is not better than Service Bus, or vice versa. They are specialized tools for different jobs. Your goal as a developer or an architect is to look at your need and ask, am I reacting? Am I streaming? Or am I processing a critical transaction? And then pick the tool that was built for that exact purpose.
So now you get it. You understand the unique power of Event Grid, Event Hubs, and Service Bus. You've got the toolkit for building incredible, modern, distributed applications. The only question left is, what amazing things are you going to build with it? Thanks for watching The Explainer.